Do what feels right. That's what I'm gonna say right now. That's what I'm gonna talk about right now. As you can see, I'm driving. So, I gotta be a little careful. While, you know, while Tesla and all of these car companies start to release and manufacture their autonomous vehicles and self-driving cars, until then, I'm doing it myself. As you can clearly see, this is so weird. Like, self-driving cars are the right way, and I just feel like I'm in ancient times doing this, because like literally that is just the right way. It's more secure, it's much more better and much more seamless experience. Like, it doesn't make any sense that we are actually doing this, but this is the case. For my future self 10 years from now, this is how the world was. Like, as you can see, everyone was driving. Like, all of those cars that are going there are just doing the same thing I'm doing right now, and it's crazy, kind of crazy. But yeah, that's another topic. What I want to talk about is just that: do what feels right. Because if I yesterday I just made, well, not that realization. I have made a realization a long time ago, but like yesterday was one of those moments where I just remembered the importance of doing what feels right, and how I'm actually just gonna start doing what feels right. Because let me give a little bit of backstory. Basically, 2 years ago I realized that I could do anything, right? Thanks to social media, right? I was just exposed to people my age doing pretty cool stuff. Or not even my age, but like, well, yeah, my age, yeah. And like, that's the moment where I realized, man, I can do anything. Because like before that, I listened to these quotes of, man, you can do anything, and I was like, yeah. But like this, or at least 2 years ago, was the moment where I seriously understood, like, damn, I can really do anything that I put my mind to. And basically, for the last 2 years, if I can summarize it, I have really learned a lot about, I have grown a lot mentally, but also I have, just consumed a lot of stuff, right? And I haven't really taken action, or I haven't really done what feels right to me. So, to give an example, exactly 6 months ago, I was basically I was about to enter last year of high school in the high school that I was currently in, and I didn't like it. Like, the last couple of months of the high school that I was just so fucking, like, not bored, but I was not exhausted. I was just done with it. I just wanted to get the fuck out. And realizing, it was not that bad. Like, at the end of the day, I think it really is on the lens on how you view stuff. And in that case, I was viewing stuff at that case, right? I was just viewing stuff that way. And yes, I still wanted to get out, because I wanted to have more time for me to do what feels right, which in that case was, help a cousin with his business, and therefore learn some business there. Then maybe, like, even start one myself, like, or even just learn stuff, just have more time for myself. And now that I think about it, it's not an excuse, but because, like, there's a lot of people my age that are having pretty successful businesses, and they're providing a lot of value while they're in high school. So in that case, I could do it even when I was in high school. Just to get to the point, I was in that crossroad decision where I was like, man, I really want to get out from high school. That was my initial thought, just literally get out. which thank God I didn't do, because I don't know what will have happened, or maybe it will have been the right decision. But that was just the thing. Obviously, my parents were pushing back when they were saying like, "Nah, you're definitely not gonna do that." So I was like, okay, I could have still done it, but I probably would have been kicked out of my house. Maybe that would have been not that bad, right? And then I realized, okay, I was like literally just negotiating with my parents. I was like, okay, at least okay, you want me to stay or to finish high school, and okay, I agree with that, okay, but let me at least finish it on an online high school, right? Through online, whatever. And I was about to make the decision, and they just convinced me, to get to this other school, which I think is better than the one that I was previously in. But looking back at the decision, I think I made the wrong decision. The reason why I say I think I made the wrong decision is simply because, like, I was, yesterday I really was impacted about a quote that basically says, if you want to make the wrong decision. Sorry, I was just looking at a beautiful woman. Wow, she's beautiful. Well, her face is really beautiful. Whatever. You're getting distracted, man. You're getting fucking distracted. Yeah. Okay, what I was talking about? Shit, I forgot. She's looking at me. Fuck. Whatever. Bro, I forgot, man. Oh my god, I cannot believe this. I cannot believe that distraction just fucking changed my whole... What happened? Okay, I was basically talking about... Oh yeah, the quote. If you want to make the wrong decision, this is how the quote goes. If you want to make the wrong decision, listen to everyone's opinion. Basically, it's something around that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And that's crazy because the guy who said that is Naval. For the ones who don't know who Naval Ravikant is, he's just a philosopher. He's an entrepreneur. He's a very successful entrepreneur, and also, I shall say, philosopher. So everything that he says, I'm like, man, I know this guy has thought about it, or has thought about these things for some time, and he's just not saying random stuff. So I know what he's saying is legit, and therefore, him saying that quote, I was like, damn. I was just reflecting on this thing that I'm talking about, of either getting to this online high school or staying at the present at the physical high school. And now that I think about it, I think I made the wrong decision. But who knows? Maybe not, because I have experienced different stuff in that school. Like, I don't know. The decision was made, and maybe I made the wrong decision. Because, like, at the end of the day, to me, the right decision felt like going through that online high school. To just decrease the amount of time I was in high school, basically. But the reason why I took this decision is basically because I listened to my environment, right? I listened to my parents. I just listened to them. And that is the quote. That's basically what the quote says. Listen to everyone else's opinion. It's not exactly that way, but basically that's the message. And looking back at that time 6 months ago, and then at that quote, I think I made the wrong decision. But like, I maybe did it, but guess what? Sometimes you're gonna make the wrong decisions. It's not like it's the end of the world, right? It was just very interesting to just think about it that way. Now, basically do what feels right. Right now, what feels right to me, for example, I'm literally about to finish high school, And therefore, you need to look at, what my parents are saying. Oh, look, or what everyone is obviously asking to you is, hey, you gotta freaking go to university, man. And it's like, bro, do I really need to go to university? And people just start to ask you that question, and the right, what feels right to me right now is just going through a gap year, like literally just, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's the thing, like just go through that gap year and literally, yeah, don't go to high school right away, sorry, to college. That's what feels right to me. Obviously my parents are not in that much of agreement, but I don't really care. Like, I'm just doing what feels right. And I'm gonna give an example of someone that he really pissed off his parents because he just made the decision that felt the most right to him. And by doing that, he basically became successful, right? So this guy's Alex Hormozi. I'm just gonna summarize as much as possible his story. He was basically living up to his father expectations. His father wanted him to be a doctor, or just be in a pretty good job and whatever. He actually didn't felt that was right, but still did it because he was fearful he was not going to meet the expectations of his father, and he was basically doing that, right? Despite not feeling like the right way. He was more interested on entrepreneurship, and basically, oh, thank God, there's a red light. To explain more this story, basically, he was there for some years. He was an actually good job, like what everyone would consider a good job, and then, but it didn't feel right for him, and basically he decided to just quit. He decided to be like, man, I'm gonna quit everything. And what's interesting there is that he said that the moment, like through all his life, everything he has gone through, he says that the most difficult time he has gone through is the time where he was thinking about doing that decision. And that's crazy because he has gone through some pretty wild shit in business. Like, people have basically scammed him with a lot of money, and and even scaling to where he's now seems to be pretty difficult. And so that doesn't seem like, when you think about his life, that doesn't seem to be the moment where he has been having the most amount of difficulty. But that's what he says, and he did it. He quit. He literally went from a nice job to being a personal trainer, and from there he scaled to gyms, and then gym launch, and that's when he just took off. Obviously I'm summarizing everything, but the lesson from that story, I think, is just doing what feels right. In that case, he literally pissed off his father primarily, and he didn't talk to his father for quite some years. So he literally just said, I don't give a fuck, I'm just gonna do what feels right, and I don't give a fuck if I piss you and whatever. I think right now he's okay with his father, because his father has realized, okay, this guy, made it. But like, it's just a very interesting thing, because initially it feels like you are the bad guy, because you're pissing off your parents. Oh shit. I was gonna bro, where am I going? I was going to go to the gym and now I'm going to another place. And yeah, basically it's pretty interesting, because you first piss off your parents. You feel like the bad guy because you're pissing off your parents and whatever. But then at the end of the day, you're doing the right thing, right? No matter who. This is a very controversial thing, because a lot of people are really attached to their family and whatever, especially in my country, or the country I'm currently right now in, which is Mexico. And people really value family a lot. So that's very controversial, but at the end of the day, I really value, obviously it depends on what you value. Like some people value family much more than they value their future or whatever. I personally value more my future. I want to be doing something I want to do, and that's why it's a little difficult, but you just gotta make it, right? And that's the thing that I'm going through right now. And I think the lesson from this is just do what feels right, right? I don't know, it's a little difficult because some people really don't want to like make their parents go through that, right? So there's a lot of ways. At the end of the day, apart from that lesson, then I also want to talk about that there's a lot of ways in which you can do that. Like, for example, some people, like I was thinking 6 months ago, just say I'm gonna quit high school, I'm just gonna go all in. But then there's other people that actually are running incredible successful businesses at 17, 18, and they're still in high school. So there are a lot of ways to do that. So I will definitely recommend just look at all the variables and just do the decision that feels right. At the end of the day, this is a pretty funny quote, but also a serious one. I got it from Luke Belmar. He literally says, they ain't gonna be bitching when they're in Monaco. That's basically the quote, and it's a little like, it's just funny because it's kind of right. Like, it's essentially that's what happened with Hormozi. I think that's the same thing that happened with Luke Belmar. They were bitching. His parents, your parents are bitching. They're like, why did you take that decision? But then after 10 years, they're like chilling in Monaco. They're retired. So, that's an interesting one. But yeah, I just arrived to the gym. I'm gonna do some gym stuff. But yeah, I think that's very important, just to like at least talk about it. It's pretty important because it really separates people from doing what they actually like or what they love from doing what they just don't like doing. What's up? I just got out from the gym. Wow, it was good workout, man. Yeah, good workout. I feel empowered. You have that beautiful moon right there that we need to colonize, man. We need to get there. And I also bought a chai or whatever it is. I haven't tried it out, never, so I'm gonna try it out right now. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Ooh, strange. This is strange. So strange, because at the beginning it's like real. What the fuck? At the beginning it's like vanilla, but then it tastes like coffee. What the fuck? So it's like a combination between vanilla and coffee. Whatever, I just wanted to record that reaction. Yeah. And I'm gonna tomorrow I have classes, I have school again. So yeah, I was in a little vacation of school. So tomorrow I come back to school, and then after 1 month of it, I'm free. I'm gonna graduate high school. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Whatever. I'm just gonna go to sleep. Go to my house.